Today I want to talk about the Mavic Mini. I want to share with you a couple of things I've learned about it. I've had my Mavic Mini for 3 months, a little over 3 months now. And I've learned a couple of things I haven't seen in other videos. So I know you've seen all the unboxings and all the first flight videos and all that. I wanted to do one after I got more familiar with it and how I feel about it after 90 days. So there's a couple of things I want to tell you about. We'll start out with, I'll tell you, I got the Mavic Mini Fly More combo. Comes with this nice little case. Everything fits in here just perfectly. I like the Fly More kit. If you've got it in your budget, it's a good deal. After 3 months of flying the Mini, I'm still very impressed with it. I like it a lot. I like the company a lot too. I've learned a little more about the company since I crashed my Mini and had to send it in for repair. Now I can tell you about DJI service program also. And I can tell you, especially if this is your first drone, don't try to follow a squirrel from tree to tree. Not a good idea. It was a $150 lesson for me. But I gotta say, DJI did a great job. I went online, filled out a maintenance request. They sent me a link to where I can print out a prepaid shipping label, put it in a box, shipped it to Dallas. They had it, I think, about 2 days, maybe 2.5 days, and they shipped it back to me. So I wasn't without my drone for very long. And on the website, it has a nice little graph. I'll throw it up there. And they tell you what step in the process you're in, what step is next. They keep you informed, so you know exactly when to expect your drone back. You know exactly what's going on. You know exactly how much it's going to cost. I should probably mention too, I'm so happy with the drone, and I'm satisfied with the company and their customer service. So much so that I became an affiliate. You'll see a couple of links below. That's not something I do a lot of. In fact, this is the only one I've ever done. It's the first and only affiliation I have. There's also going to be a link below to the new Mavic Air 2. I'm pretty excited. It comes out next week. I've pre-ordered mine. I know, if you're happy with the Mini, why did you order the Mavic Air 2? Because I'm real excited about some of the features of it. The 240 frames a second in 1080, 60 frames a second in 4K. There's a lot of new stuff on it. Check out the link below, and while you're at it, like and subscribe, hit that bell so that you can see, because you know as soon as I get my Mavic Air 2, I'm going to post an unboxing video of that. I'll be very excited. So let's take the Mini outside. I want to show you a couple of things. According to my app on my phone, there's 28 mile-an-hour winds. That's a lot. I mean, the flying speed of the Mini is 29 miles an hour. And you know, when you get 200 to 400 feet in the air, the winds increase. But it'll be a good test, so I can show you what the Mini can do and what maybe it can't do. Let's go outside. Now here we'll show you the different modes and speeds. In Cine mode, it goes only about 8 miles an hour. It dampens your controls so that when you move your joystick, it's not so sudden. It makes for some very smooth video. I really like the cinematic mode. Then you've got your P mode, which is like 18 miles an hour, and your sport mode, which is 28 miles an hour approximately. Like I said, you can look in the link below if you want to know exactly. Now you'll notice in sport mode, when you're going full speed and you do a full stop, it will overrun the 3-axis gimbal, and it'll be kind of jerky. But the sport mode's more for playing around. You probably won't do a lot of filming in sport mode. Or not cinematic type anyway. And we'll go over the quick shots. The helix mode, it goes in a circle while it climbs upward. It's a fun looking little video. I haven't found it real useful, but if you and your friends are on the beach and you're looking up and jumping up and down and waving, it'd probably make a good video. The rocket mode, you can start it out right in front of your target, and as it goes up, it will tilt the camera down, and it'll move a little bit forward to where it's directly over your target. It's a good shot for an transition in and out of scenes, or start, finish of your video. The droney, it pulls back and raises up, and it's a good way to start a video. You just play it backwards as you're coming into a scene. Now, I told you there's a couple of things that I learned that I wanted to show you, and one of them is in the circle mode. This mode comes in handy a lot if you're doing real estate or buildings or any kind of landscape. The circle mode comes in real handy, and I'd advise you to toy with the different size circles. If you start 3 feet from a mailbox and you hit the circle mode, it's going to go in a 3-foot circle around that mailbox. There's an interesting thing that happens in the circle mode when you pick a target that's like this tree is 150 feet away. It's not going to fly 150 feet away. It'll do a circle for about 120 feet. So it won't go to the back side of the tree. And because it's so far away, it'll do more of an oval shape, or like a slingshot, kind of a horseshoe. So it'll fly out. It'll remain focused on the tree, but then it'll circle back at about 120 feet. Wow, look at that tree on the left. You can really see how windy it is today. We'll show you, I'll use the GoPro to show you here. When it's up close and personal, the Mini looks like it's jostling around quite a bit, getting bounced around by the wind. It's having to work hard to stay in place. Let's take it up in the air. Once you get further away from your target, then you don't notice it moving around so much. I don't know if it's you don't notice it as much, or maybe once you get up in the air, maybe there's less turbulence up there and it's more of a steady wind, because the wind's not coming through the trees and around the cars. We'll take it up to about 400 feet. So you can see I'm getting a few wind warnings. I'm getting several wind warnings, but it's still holding its own. It's not losing ground. It is working very hard. I'm not going to leave it up there very long. I try not to fly it when I look for winds less than 25 miles an hour before I fly the Mini, most of the time. I like to use the circle mode and highlight a giant target that it's not going to be able to handle, but I'm only going to use about a quarter of that circle, and it just makes it like a slider shot with a little bit of added dimension. It's a curved slider. If you're doing a building that's more than 120 feet, it's not going to circle the building, but you can get a real good half circle shot and then cancel it when it's halfway through the circle. But now, it doesn't have obstacle avoidance. And if you don't cancel that circle, it could run into the building. A real important thing to do if you're going to be using that shot is to put your phone in do not disturb, because if the drone's in the middle of doing a circle and you get a phone call, you're going to have to fight to get back to that app and cancel that circle before it runs into a building. So without the obstacle avoidance, it's even more important to put your phone on do not disturb. So be sure to like, subscribe, follow, and get notified when I get my Mavic Air 2. I'll see you soon. Thanks. Bye.